Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heike and you're watching Stone Cold Coffee Crafts. Today is Friday, there's the Lola Bomber. This is my little co-host Lola. Today is Friday, June the 26th, and it is time for a Flosstube. So in case you're wondering what the difference between the Flosstube and my nearly daily crafty chat is, Flosstube is something I only do every 2 weeks on Friday, and in Flosstube I am basically showing you my progress since the last time I shot a Flosstube, plus my haul, plus my FFOs if I have any. So there isn't a huge difference, but there's a little bit of a difference. And let's get started. I have Friday brain. I'm so ready for the weekend. So I hope it will not turn into a huge mess. I'm trying to keep that as brief as I can. So let's start off with the things I have worked on since we saw each other last time. So the first thing is going to be the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Chinese Zodiac stitch along, and clue number 3 dropped on June 15th and I am caught up. So if you watch my daily crafty chats, you have already seen this. This time around we got the little bunny, the dragon and the snake. So this was a pretty small clue. It was done in less than 2 days. I'm expecting next month will be the second corner piece and more flowers and things scattered throughout. In my crafty chat I talked about that I had not read the instructions carefully and therefore had just by default stitched all the gold in the upper part with 2 strands instead of the called for 1 strand. There was only a tiny touch of gold in this third clue, which was the tip of the dragon's tail. Give you a close-up so you can see that. So that time around I stitched it with just 1 thread like it's called for, and I wasn't sure if I actually liked that because I thought that the 2 strands pop more, and most of the people, all of the people who replied to my question actually agreed. So I'm going to frog the tip of his tail and I'm going to restitch it with 2 strands to make the gold pop a little bit more, and from now on I'm going to stitch everything gold on this with 2 strands. With the rainbow treasure braid it is actually possible to do that. I would not recommend it with Krynic. Krynic is a lot stiffer than the treasure braid, so I wouldn't attempt to try that. I've been stitching with Krynics on the yoga corns and I hope to start my first Mirabella very soon, which has a ton of Krynics. I'm not excited. Not excited. On the same time I am, because it's going to look spectacular, but stitching with the Krynics is a bit of a pain. So giving you a bit of a close up of the whole thing, so you can see that for one more moment. And yeah, this is going to go back into the whip pile until July 15th. Jeez, see, I'm tongue-tied. So, yeah. Do you want to help me? That's great. Thank you. Thank you. So, the only other thing I worked on, because remember, June is Focus on Beautiful Things month. Can you? I know it's an atrocity that you have to. So this is my focus piece for June, and I am going to finish this in June. I am so down for this finish. So this is Beautiful Things by Lindy Stitches, and I'm going to put a picture in here where I was 2 weeks ago on my last Flosstube. So I made quite a bit of progress, I think. The only thing left to do on this is fill in the 3rd flower head up here, and then there is a border around these 2 sides of the stitch, and then it's done. I plan to be done with this probably by tomorrow. That's the current plan. It should be possible. So keep your fingers crossed. I have been very, very bad about posting updates on this on my generally updates on my Instagram again. It seems I can only do one social media at a time, so right now I try to my best to be active on my YouTube videos and actually answer to the comments. I know I have not answered to all of them, and I'm sorry about that. But every time I do that, I completely forget to actually update my Instagram. So I need to do that. But I think I'm going to wait until this is finished. So if I manage to finish this tomorrow, then you should see the pictures hopefully on Sunday. And it is turning out so freaking cute. I love this thing. I absolutely love it. I could stare at it for hours. So next time when we have a Flosstube, there should be at least one finished object. But quite honestly, I think there will be two. The Spellville Halloween Stitch Along by Barbara Anna should be finished by then too, because the last installment for that will drop in a few days on July 1st. And I'm really looking forward to finishing this. I have loved this piece a lot. So I guess that brings us straight into plans. The immediate plans for the rest of the month is finish beautiful things. I expect to be finished before June is over, so I'm going to pick a random project out of my work pile to work on that for a few days, but I might also focus a little more on my other crafts for the rest of the days that are left. Because I'm currently also doing a knit along, and I still have a diamond painting to finish that I would like to have finished by the end of the month. So I won't be bored at all. And the plans for July are currently on July 1st. I am going to have a high tea new start. That's something that Caroline over at Off the Grid Needlearts does. I've spoken about this before. Every 3 months on the 1st, she starts something new that is very special to her. And I have joined her for the first time in April with my long dog sampler, and I'm going to join her again in a few days with my Winter Quaker by Rosewood Manor, which is a special project for me because it's A, my first Quaker, and B, the first time I'm going to use Valdani flosses. So I got the whole thing. I got the called for fabric, which is Dwarf by Picture This Plus. I got, of course, the pattern, and I also got the floss pack with the called for Valdani flosses. I've never stitched with them before, and I'm super excited to start this. And July 1st is going to be a super busy day. I'm not going to stitch on all the things that are coming out on July 1st. So July 1st will be completely new start Winter Quaker. But also releasing on July 1st is the last part of the Spellville Stitch Along, like I said. And this is going to be the next thing I'm going to stitch on. The last couple of times I needed, I think, 3 days per installment. So I'm going to focus on that until it's done. And I hope I will also have the FFO for the next Flosstube, because I already have the hoop. I just need to come up with my final decision how the hoop is supposed to look in the end. Shouldn't be too difficult, I hope. Then, and that mixes in a bit of haul, Barbara Anna posted on her Instagram that she has a Christmas stitch along with Creative Poppy once again, just like Spellville. And of course, I have no restraint whatsoever. I went and pre-ordered the pattern. So the first part for this is also going to drop on July 1st. But I'm still waiting on my supplies this time around. I have decided to order the fabrics and the missing DMC floss straight from Peakside Needleworks instead of trying to get it from this super unhelpful shop that used to be a good shop. but really has no... I'm done. I'm done with them. I'm completely done with them. Yeah. Don't want to trash a shop on the internet, but I'm done with them. So it has been shipped. I expect it to arrive before the stitch along actually starts. Though I have to say, the Christmas pattern calls for Zweigart khaki fabric, and I have ordered Picture This Plus because Peakside Needleworks is one of the few shops here in Europe where I can get Picture This Plus, and they had both Legacy and Fawn in 28 count. The pattern actually calls for 32, but I have decided I'm going to stitch either 28 because that's when I like the 2 strands, or 36, that's when I like the 1 strand. 32 is this weird size in between that I can do. I don't mind it, but I don't really like how the stitches look in the end, especially on hand-dyed fabrics, but also on just regular off-the-roll Zweigart fabric. So I hope that one of the two will fit the color scheme. If not, I'm going to order a piece of khaki from a different shop here in Germany, which is very reliable, just a bit more expensive than the one I used to order from, and that won't be an issue after all. I also need to get a piece for the forest green I purchased last time. I have ordered all the floss I need. I just need a piece of fabric, and I don't think I have anything in the color she close to the color she suggested. I know I don't have the what is it, Zweigart smoky gray or something like that. I know I don't have that, but I need to check if I have something that comes close or works, but that will have to wait until I have the floss so I can do the floss toss. So that's the plan probably for... I don't know how big the parts of the Christmas sale will be. They are going to release every 2 weeks, so I'm going to assume they are not too big. So if I say no, that's the plan for the first week of July. I hope that's not overreaching again. I have a tendency to overestimate what I can do as far as cross-stitching comes. And I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking about making another piece, my focus piece for July, in between my stitch-alongs, because then on the 15th I will have the second second clue for the Christmas stitch along, and also the 4th for Chinese Zodiac. And for the rest of the month, I think I'm going to stay monogamous on one piece. I'm not entirely sure which one yet. I'm kind of switching back and forth between Frosty Forest and Forevermore, but I'm currently leaning more towards Frosty Forest, so I think I might make that one the focus piece for July. I know it's very off to stitch on this winter piece in July, but on the other hand, Christmas in July, right? So I have ordered the last 3 patterns and buttons I didn't have yet for the pattern, which would be the bottom 3. That's the 3 I hadn't ordered yet. I have ordered them from 1 to 3 Stitch. I just wanted to see if they are back to normal delivery times now, and they shipped it out super fast, and now it's in USPS's hand. I hope it won't be stuck again for 2 months in Los Angeles. It is in Los Angeles now, so let's see. But I wanted to try if they are back, and I can order from them again, and these patterns are not urgent. I don't need them anytime soon. I'm only on the second pattern for this 9 pattern painting and stitch. Morning brain. This 9 pattern stitch, so I still have plenty to do before I need the last 3. I just wanted to make sure I had them in stock. Yeah, I think that's overall the rough plan for July, but we will check in 2 weeks and see how it actually ended up happening. It's not always the same, right? yeah, and I hope I can refrain from buying more stitch-alongs that I want to start as well. I'm not going to promise anything because I know that the Frosted Pumpkin is planning to do a Halloween stitch-along, and I'm probably going to fall for it hook, line, and sinker. I just barely resisted the Tiny Modernist. I found it super intriguing, but on the other hand, I thought you just stitched something that has only 3 colors. So let's wait until this one is done and you can decide later if you want it. And that's what I did. Yeah, hi. So let's move straight into haul. We might actually make, yeah, but we might actually make this in under 30 minutes. How does that sound? So, I don't have too much to show you for haul today. The first I already told you, it's the Mystery Christmas Stitch Along by Barbara Anna. I purchased this from Creative Poppy, and this is, as always, a PDF download. So if you're interested in that, you can get that as an instant download. And the second thing I ordered was something that I spoke about in my last Flosstube because I got the fabric I intended to use, and that is the Princess Elliana from Mirabelle. I'm going to give you, tilt it in the right way, woman. Going to give you the close up. Yeah, thank you. The close up of the lady. This has a super extensive floss list. It is really crazy. There's nothing you can tell me to make me think different about what they did here. So basically they went and said, we have to put every single one of the new 35 floss colors in this. I don't care how we do it. And then they did it because there's literally every single one of DMC 1 to 35 in here. And then we have another 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. So that makes it 62 colors, if I'm not completely mistaken. It just has one blend, so I guess this is this is an improvement. It does not have any silks or Krynics, but it has over 60 DMC colors. Are you kidding me? This is just nope. I knew that before I bought it, but I still think it's absolutely crazy. So that's what I got, and I also got the bead pack for this. And you can see where I got both. Arts and Designs, as always, they are an amazing shop, amazing delivery times, and I can highly recommend them if you are in Europe. I think they ship worldwide. I don't know if they can maintain the same extremely low shipping prices for overseas. You have to check. Generally, at least for Europe, but I think they do it worldwide. Patterns they will ship out without asking for shipping, and if you add something else to it, they will charge a bit of shipping. I think it was like €2 something for this, which from the UK to Germany is extremely low. So yeah, and their prices to start with are also not exactly high. So it's one of my favorite shops. If they have something I want, I'm going to get it from them. So I bought the pattern and the bead pack, and now all I have to get is the floss. But since that is only DMC, it is not an issue at all whatsoever. Okay, and then we are going to move to fabrics, because of course there are fabrics, you know me. There are always fabrics. And there isn't a single not glittery fabric this time. Okay, first up, and I pulled out the pattern to go with it. I purchased from Nashville, from Acorns Threads. I got my unicorn tapestry from Tiny Modernist. This, I think, is now available as a PDF download as well, but I wanted to have the hardcover pattern. for that. And that I got a few weeks ago. I think it might actually be 1.5 months or something like that. But what I just got is my potential fabric for that. Again, I have to do a floss toss. So Mystic Fabric, who is a hand dyer, a fabric hand dyer, mentioned in her Facebook group that she was going to dye up a piece of fabric to go with this particular pattern, and that's what she did, and I ordered it. It's called Dreamy. Jessie from Mislaid Pages already said it. I am not entirely sure if this is actually going to be the fabric I'm going to use. It is on camera right now. It is very teal and very dark. In real life, it is not. It's more turquoise. It really looks like a turquoise gemstone to me. And I am not sure if the colors will come out like they are supposed to on it. That's more the color that you see now. That's more true to what it actually is. Because if we look at the pattern here, we have some light blues here that might blend a lot into this. So I will have to pull the floss. I think I should have most of them and see if they actually work on this fabric. It is a stunning fabric though, so it will not go to waste. There will be something to stitch on this. And this fabric is, as far as I know, still available in her shop. You can order it. It's also available in all kinds of fabrics and sizes, so go wild. Then in order I got them. Then I ordered, because I can never not order, I ordered from Rolanda on Etsy, hand dyed by Rolanda. And I ordered 2 pieces this time. The first one is a bit of an odd one. So when I ordered this, I thought this was more orangey peach than it actually turned out to be. It's very pink. It's this very bright pink, and it's and it is truly don't kill it. Don't kill it. It's not knitting. It is truly spectacular if you ask me. It blows out. It is pinker than that, but I really thought it would be more peach from the picture. I'm not mad. It is still for me a crazy fabric. I have no idea what I'm going to stitch on this, if I ever get to stitch on it, or if the cat kills it before I do. What's up, cat? You usually don't kill fabric. You usually just kill knitting. Careful. So that was a bit of a surprise. I think the boyfriend was also very surprised about this choice. That's close-ish. It's a bit sad that the camera always blows it out. So this is also a 28 count. Did I mention that? This is a 28 count. This is also a 28 count. Rolando uses Zweigart. And this is, as you can see, in opalescent. I have been wondering, are there different qualities of opalescent Zweigart fabric? Because this one here, the Dreamy, has a lot more of the opalescent thread than Rolanda's fabrics. Yeah, hi. I know. I should just call you Killer, right? And then the second one, this was a total no-brainer for me, is this gray and purple one. It also has a tiny bit of pink. Can I show this? Here. It has a bit of pink. So this one here, ooh, it blew my mind. And just yesterday, when I prepared for this Flosstube and looked up what I had shown you and what I hadn't shown you, I decided to check Rolanda's shop, and that was exactly at the time when she updated yesterday. She updates on Thursday, and she switches between, on one day it's even weave, and on the other day it's Ada. And I'm not entirely sure, but I think when she does Ada, she also does linen. Because I just thought, oh, let's check what she has in 36 count left. And I went in and thought, huh, this is a lot more than I expected. Because last time I checked, I think she had 2 or 3 pieces left in 36 count. And yeah, she was just updating. So I purchased more fabric yesterday. And one looks a bit like this one. And I'm hoping, and Rachel, don't be mad, but I'm hoping that it might fit the friendship sampler. So I might have repurchased my fabric for the friendship sampler. Maybe. We will see. And if I did, then I switched from 32 to 36. Oh, why are you fighting me? Just trying to minimize the cat hair impact on this. And if I want to stay under 30 minutes, I have to hurry now. Very good. Okay, and then I got the order I placed in end of March with Crafty Kitten. So it still takes a super long time for any of the orders placed with her to arrive. I purchased her March fabric of the month, which is a blue purple. This is the only one I did not purchase with a pattern with an intent. I just purchased it because pretty. It's super pretty. It's a bit like a restrained galaxy. So I'm thinking probably some kind of unicorn pattern. I think the yoga corns would have looked good on this. Well, they are going on Haunted now, so I'll find something for this. Then I got Winter Sunset, also in a 28 count opalescent. And I think this is now finally my fabric for the Cathedral Wood Goddess Mirabella. I think this is the one. I hope it doesn't blow out too bad. So I think this is the one. The Cathedral Wood Goddess had a lot of turquoise, a lot of brown, and the Winter Sunset is this mixture of a bit of gold, beige, of gray, and this light grayish blue. And I think the colors of the Wood Goddess will contrast nicely with it, and it won't be too much of a distraction from it, but they will also not just contrast but just fit. My problem so far was the fabrics were either too little or too much, or the colors were too harsh, or yeah. It has been a journey. I think I've been trying to find fabric for this all year. If I remember correctly, I've been trying to find fabric since January. It's really, So, and the last one is a piece of 28 count Cashel Aurora. And I purchased this one to do Halloween Luck by Clendon Blaze on this, and I decided to go with Aurora because I saw Lollypop Stitches do hers on Aurora as well. She used Ada, but you know I'm a linen stitcher, so I decided to go with the linen. The green blows out completely. So the things you see here, the parts you see here is turquoise. They are actually green. And it looks great. If you look at the picture on her website, it looks extremely neon and funky. It is a bold mixture, but it's not as bright and as jarring as the picture on the website is. So I can highly recommend this fabric. It also has this spacey kind of quality to me, so I'm very excited to do the Halloween look on this. I have no idea when I will be able to start Halloween look, but I hope soonish. Yeah, and that's all that I've got. So yay, this time around the fabric is pretty much half-half. Yeah, even leaning towards the I bought this with a plan side. And not too many patterns, yay me. So I did not manage to stay under 30 minutes. Figures. But I hope still that you enjoyed this and that you will be back on Monday if you feel so inclined to watch my daily crafty chat. I hope I will have beautiful things done by then and can give you an update on that. And yeah. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. I hope the weather is great wherever you are and you can enjoy it a little bit, even in the current craziness. And we will talk to each other very soon. Bye, guys.